What if I told you that the difference between a project that gets funded and one that's forgotten comes down to a single document? So, today we'll be diving into a crucial topic for professionals in any industry: how to write a winning project proposal. So, talk about project objectives also, right? So, how specific should these be?
See, project objectives should be very specific. I recommend using the SMART framework. I hope everybody understands SMART framework.
So, how detailed should the budget section be like?
See, budget section also should have all details as much as we can provide. Right?
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Tech Samvad. I'm Ramesh and my co-host Shalan is joining with me today. Did you know that 80% of project proposals are rejected simply because of poor structure and unconvincing writing? What if I told you that the difference between a project that gets funded and one that's forgotten comes down to a single document? So today we'll be diving into a crucial topic for professionals in any industry: how to write a winning project proposal. Imagine this, like you are sitting across the table from your dream client and heart racing as you hand them your meticulously crafted project proposal. So next few minutes as they skim through your documents could change the trajectory of your entire career. So mastering the art of project proposal writing is the single most important skill for unlocking new opportunities and possibilities and propelling your career forward. So let's start that and let's discuss it today.
Hello, I'm Ramesh. Absolutely right. Whether you are into technology industry, you are into business or any other field, it's very critical that you know how to craft a compelling budget proposal. And this skill can make or break your career. So let's start looking into this. Let's do deep dive and we will learn from it.
Absolutely, Shalin. So let's begin at the start. So what exactly is a project proposal like?
So great question. That's a basic question. A project proposal is essentially a detailed document that outlines a project's objective, the methodology, the timeline, and budget. It is your opportunity to convince stakeholders or your clients that your project is worth investing in.
That is very good, Shalin. So now let's break down the key components of a winning proposal. So what would you say is the first crucial element in that?
So I would say the executive summary is critical to start,
Mhm.
right? So it is often the first and sometimes the only thing is which helps for decision makers, right? So decision makers will read it so that they can understand what is required, compelling and concise information they can get from it.
So could you give listeners some tips about crafting an effective educative summary?
Certainly, I mean, see, your executive summary should be brief, typically no more than 1 or 2 pages. It should clearly state the problem you are addressing, your proposed solution, and the benefits of your approach, and high-level overview of timeline and budget.
So that's great advice, Shalin. But now let's move into the next section. How important is the project background that way? Like?
See, the project background is also very crucial for me. It provides context for your proposal and demonstrates your understanding of the problem or opportunity at hand. This section should explain the current situation and any relevant historical background and why the project is necessary now. So
So that's an excellent point, Shalin. Now let's talk about project objectives also, right? So how specific should these be?
See, project objectives should be very specific. I recommend using the SMART framework. I hope everybody understands SMART framework. Let me explain. SMART is specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant, and time bound also. So this ensures that your objectives are very clear and can be effectively evaluated also.
So that's a great point, Shalin. So let's now discuss the project scope. Now, how detailed should this section be like?
Scope should be very comprehensive. This section should be very comprehensive, not and it should not be overly technical. So here is one important tip I want to share. It should be clearly defined what is and is not included in the project. So we need to clearly define what is the scope and boundaries of the scope also. This helps prevent scope creep and ensures everyone is on the same page about project delivery.
Excellent. So that is like an excellent point, Shalin. So what about preventing scope creep? Now let's talk about the methodology section also, right? What should this include?
See, scope creep for this methodology section, right? We should outline your approach to completing the project. This includes your project management style, key milestones, and any specific techniques or tools you will use. It is your chance to show that you have a solid plan for success.
So that makes sense, Shalin. But let's move on to the critical part of any proposal, the budget. So how detailed should the budget section be like?
See, budget section also should have all details as much as we can provide, right? So, like some example I can show, talk about here, breakdown cost, even by category, such as your labor cost, your materials cost, or your overhead cost, right? If possible, include a contingency fund also for unexpected expense, right? Because things can go south, right? So be sure to justify any significant cost.
That's a great advice. So let's discuss the timeline also, Shalin. So how should this be presented?
See, the timeline should be realistic and easy to understand. And I recommend using Gantt chart to visually represent the project schedule. This allows stakeholders to quickly see key milestone and their dependencies and along with their timeline.
So that's excellent advice, Shalin. So let's now talk about another section which is often overlooked, the risk assessment. So why is this important? Can you shed some light on that?
See, the assessment section shows that you have thought critically about potential challenges, right? And you identify possible risks, their likelihood, and impact also. And then you have some strategies for mitigation. And this demonstrates your preparedness and your professionalism of any challenges you are going to face in the project.
Yeah, great point. So now as we wrap up, what final tips do you have for our listeners on writing a winning project proposal that way?
See, my top tips would be, Ramesh, that tailor your proposal to your audience, use clear and concise language, proofread thoroughly, and make sure your passion for the project shines through. One point we need to remember, a well-written proposal can open doors to exciting opportunities.
That's true. That's like very true. So before we conclude, let's address a few common scenarios our listeners might face. First, what if you are writing an unsolicited proposal?
Great question, Ramesh. For unsolicited proposals, it is crucial to start with a strong hook. Then you need to quickly capture the reader's attention and convince them that your project addresses a need they might not even realize. And then we need to focus on the benefits and potential return on investment.
Excellent. So now what if you are responding to an RFP, like the request for proposal?
When responding to an RFP, it is essential to follow the provided guideline exactly. And the guidelines, we get that in RFP document. So address each point in the RFP systematically and make sure you are not missing any required elements. It is also crucial to demonstrate how your proposal aligns with organizational goal and their objectives.
Okay. So lastly, what if you are writing an internal proposal for your own organization? Then what do we do then?
For internal proposals, for me, so it is important to show how your project aligns with the organizational strategic goals, right? So you can use internal data and matrices to showcase and support your case also. And be prepared to discuss how your project fits into the bigger picture of organizational goals or maybe or roadmap of the organization.
Okay, Shalin, those are all like very excellent points. So to our listeners, remember that writing a winning proposal is a skill that improves with practice. So don't be discouraged if your first attempts aren't perfect. Keep refining your approach and learning from your feedback.
Absolutely not to forget to leverage tools and templates to help streamline our proposal writing process. There are many resources available that can help us to create a professional and polished proposal document.
That's a great point, Shalin. So, well, that brings us to the end of today's Tech Samvad. We hope this discussion has given our listeners valuable insights into writing winning proposals. Remember, a well-crafted proposal can be the key to turning your ideas into reality.
Indeed, Ramesh. And thank you all for our listeners for being here today. If you have any question or topics you would like us to cover in our future episode, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can share your topics in the form of comment section with us. And until next time, keep innovating and proposing those great ideas.
Thanks everyone for listening in and tuning in today. So we'll meet you until next time. Goodbye and take care.
Bye.